Are you ready for an exciting English lesson? Today, we're diving into the world of slang English expressions. But why should we learn slang? Well, it's the language of everyday conversations. And understanding slang can make your interactions more authentic and natural. This is a 5-part series, and I will cover 10 slang expressions in each part. I am Sarah, your English teacher. Please like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss important English lessons like this one. The first slang expression on my list is to live and learn. Live and learn means you gain knowledge and experience as you go through life, often from making mistakes or encountering unexpected situations. It emphasizes that learning is a continuous process throughout your life. Here are some examples. Even though I failed my first attempt, I know you live and learn. Making mistakes is part of life. You live and learn from each experience. It's disappointing to lose, but you live and learn, and next time, I'll be better prepared. Can you try making a sentence with live and learn? Put them down in the comments. That's how you will remember these smart English expressions for your next conversation. So that was live and learn. Moving on to our next phrase, and that is to jump the gun. It means to start something too soon or act prematurely without waiting for the right time or proper instructions. It's like being in a hurry to start something without giving it a thought. Let's look at some examples for use in daily conversations. He jumped the gun by announcing the project before it was officially approved. They jumped the gun by publishing the article without verifying all the facts. We don't want to jump the gun and buy a house before we're sure about the finances. Did you notice, in each of these examples, someone acted prematurely without giving it a proper thought? Up next is to throw shade. Throw shade means to criticize or insult someone in a subtle, indirect, or clever way. It's often used to describe situations where someone makes a sneaky comment that puts another person down without being overtly rude. Take a look at these examples. She didn't mean to throw shade, but her comment about his new haircut was quite pointed. It's not nice to throw shade at your friends just because you're in a bad mood. She often uses social media to throw shade at her ex without mentioning his name. Alright, now you know what it means to throw shade at someone. Moving on to the next one, next on my list is the best of both worlds. It's quite an interesting phrase, isn't it? To have the best of both worlds means to enjoy the advantages or benefits of two different things or situations at the same time. It's like having two different options at the same time without having to choose between them. Take a look at these example sentences to understand it better. Working from home gives me the best of both worlds, flexibility and productivity. With a hybrid car, you get the best of both worlds, fuel efficiency and environmental friendliness. Online shopping gives you the best of both worlds, convenience and a wide selection of products. So, it is used to describe situations where someone enjoys benefits from two different things simultaneously without having to compromise on one. Up next on my list is bend over backwards. Now, when you make a great effort to help someone, you bend over backwards. It's like going out of your way to help someone or do something for someone. I hope that was pretty easy to understand. Here are some example sentences. She bent over backwards to make sure her guests felt welcome. The company bent over backwards to keep its employees happy during the transition. He bent over backwards to fix the problem quickly for his customer. All these examples show how bend over backwards is used to describe making an extra effort to assist someone or achieve something. Here's another interesting one. To lose your marbles. Any guesses on what it means? Well, it's used in a funny way to say that someone has gone crazy or has become very confused and irrational. In other words, it means that someone is acting in a strange or silly way. Here are some examples to understand it better. After working for 12 hours straight, I felt like I was starting to lose my marbles. When she painted her house bright pink, everyone joked that she must have lost her marbles. They said she had lost her marbles because she was laughing for no reason. In short, losing your marbles means acting in a way that seems irrational or crazy. I hope you got it. Here comes the next one. To shoot the breeze. Can you really shoot the breeze? Well, I don't think so. To shoot the breeze means to have a casual and relaxed conversation. It's like chatting or making small talk about unimportant or everyday topics. Let's look at some examples. Let's grab some coffee and shoot the breeze for a while. They like to shoot the breeze during lunch breaks. We sat by the sea and shot the breeze about old times. It's like having a casual conversation with someone. I hope that was easy to understand. Up on my list is wet behind the ears. When someone does not have enough experience to do something, what do you say? Someone is inexperienced. Instead, you can say, he or she is wet behind the ears. It means that the person is new to something and hasn't yet gained the necessary experience. Take a look at these examples. He's still wet behind the ears when it comes to coding. Don't be too hard on her. She's just wet behind the ears. I was wet behind the ears when I started this job, but I've learned a lot since then. I am sure we all are wet behind the ears and gradually gain experience. Isn't it a nice expression to use? I am sure it is. We are inching towards the end of the lesson, and the next phrase is to take a hike. Now, I want you to be careful when using this phrase, as it can come across as rude. It means telling someone to go away and leave you alone. It's best to avoid using it because it might offend someone. You might wonder why I included it in my list. Well, it's important to be aware of such phrases. It's simply helpful knowledge. Here are some examples. When he wouldn't stop bothering me, I told him to take a hike. She got tired of his complaining and told him to take a hike. If you're not willing to work hard, you can take a hike. Did you notice in all these examples, someone is telling somebody to go away in a firm or irritated manner? With that, we move on to the last phrase from today's lesson. Wake up and smell the coffee is a tactful way of telling someone to stop ignoring the truth and face reality. It encourages a person to become aware of the actual situation, especially if it's unpleasant. It's a useful phrase for helping someone recognize hard truths and not live in denial. Take a look at these examples to understand it better. It's time to wake up and smell the coffee. The company is going under if we don't change our strategy. Wake up and smell the coffee. Your bad habits are affecting your health. I told him to wake up and smell the coffee when he ignored the warning signs of the market crash. In all these examples, someone is asking somebody to recognize and deal with the reality of a situation. That's all for today. I hope you haven't jumped the gun while watching this lesson. Use these phrases and shoot the breeze with your friends. You may be wet behind the ears when it comes to speaking English, but with practice, you will certainly live and learn to speak English fluently and confidently. Let me know in the comments if you liked the lesson and which one of these phrases you liked the most. Hit like, share this lesson with your friends, and I will see you soon in the next one. Keep learning and keep practicing English.